Well, hello. Welcome to the third Joy of Painting series. I'm Bob Ross, and I'll be your host for the next 13 weeks as we experience this fantastic wet-on-wet painting technique. Welcome back. So glad you could join us again today. Today I thought we'd do a fantastic little seascape. This is a very simple little painting that's quite easy to do, and I think it'll stir your imagination and lead you on to bigger and better things. And I've taken the liberty of going ahead and covering the canvas with a layer of Prussian blue, very firm paint. Don't use a paint that's oily or slick. It's a very firm, dry paint. On the bottom, I've added a little bit of phthalo green and a little bit of Van Dyke brown right over here in the corner. So with that, let's get started. Well, here we are, ready to go again. You have your brush set up and the almighty easel ready? Let's do it. I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of magic white, so it's wet and ready to go. So let's start out today with a little bit of phthalo blue. Just take a little bit on your brush and beat it into the bristles so you get a nice, even distribution of color. And we'll start right. Welcome back. Today I'm very excited because I'm going to show you something that you've never seen before on television. Today we're going to start with a white canvas and we're going to use some magic black on it. Welcome back. So glad to see you again. Today I thought we'd do something that's mainly in browns, and maybe we'll do a scene where, like, you're standing on a cliff right here looking way off in the distance and you can see all kind of little beautiful things happening far, far away. So I've already covered the canvas with magic white in order to save a little time, and let's start off here. We're going to take just a tiny, tiny little bit of crimson. This is alizarin crimson. Put it on the big brush and really beat it into the bristles. This assures a nice even distribution of color throughout the bristles. We'll come right down in here. Well, here we are again, ready to go. So today, I think I'll do a painting that's a little bit different. Maybe we'll try to do a little covered bridge. I've been spending a lot of time in Indiana the last few months, and we've produced a series here in Indiana, so let's do a little covered bridge. Indiana has a lot of covered bridges. So we'll start with a little bit of alizarin crimson and Prussian blue. Just mix them on the brush here. And let's just go right. Welcome back. Glad to see you today. And today, let's just have some fun. Let's just do a quick little painting here that'll make you happy in here. I'm gonna start out with a little tiny bit of phthalo blue. And we'll just beat it right into this large brush and start right. Welcome back. You ready to do a fantastic painting with me? Well, last week I promised us that we would do the painting that you see animated at the beginning of each show. So I've taken the liberty of going ahead and covering the canvas with paint. We're using a black canvas today. It has been painted with a flat black acrylic and allowed to dry completely. On top of that, I have one area right here of alizarin crimson, and over in here I just put a little bit of crimson somewhere just so we'll have a little bit of pinkish color in the sky. The rest of the canvas is covered with a mixture of about equal parts of phthalo green and alizarin crimson. It makes a very beautiful gray color. So that's what we have the canvas covered with. Don't allow this to dry now before you start. You want this wet. Okay, let's start with a 1-inch brush, and we'll go right into a little bit of cad yellow and load quite a bit of paint on the brush here. And we're going to start out by making the little glow that you see in the sky, which ends up being the glow around the lighthouse. So, well, here we go again. You ready? Let's get right on it today. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of alizarin crimson, and the canvas has already been covered with a thin, even coat of magic white. Oh, welcome back. Glad to see you today. You know, in every series there has to be a crazy day, and this is our crazy day. So we thought we'd do a painting that's really far out and that maybe it'll excite the imagination. We're going to have a little campfire down here and all the big trees around, and we'll just sort of see what happens. And I've taken a black canvas that was painted with a flat black acrylic that was allowed to dry, and then covered the entire canvas with alizarin crimson. So let's go. Let's start out with cad yellow on the 1-inch brush and decide where you want the little campfire to be here. Welcome back. Today I thought we'd do an almighty barn, and I'm going to ask them to graphically run the colors across the screen, so in case you missed them in one of our earlier shows, you can pick them up now. And thought today we'd do what they call a Wisconsin Swedish barn. Now, that's just a big old huge barn, so let's get to going here and let's do one. Going to start out with a little tiny bit of phthalo blue, just a small amount on the large brush, and we'll drop in a happy little sky here. Welcome back. Glad to see you again. Thought today we'd do a nice little easy painting that'll just bring a lot of joy to your heart. So let's get started here, and we're going to start with a little bit of, let's take a little bit of phthalo blue. I like phthalo blue. It's a very nice, warm, bright blue. Work it into the brush.